This is Ulrike Sophia from Exploring Deeper, your full-time intimacy geek and intimacy activist. I have been thinking about marriage over the last, I think, about a year, and it's coming back into my world as I just come from a weekend with my family, with my parents, my children, my brother, and we were celebrating my parents' their 40th marriage anniversary, so 40 years of being married. And also, there's this thing going on where in the next few months, about three couples that are super dear to my heart are going to get married. And it's a thing that never has happened a lot in my close surroundings. Like, this is the first time in years that people close to me are getting married. So it gets me thinking. As for my whole life, I've always thought I've never been married so far, neither to the father of my children or anyone else. I've never been married. I always was like, you know what, marriage is old-fashioned. It's not something I want to do. It's just not who I am. And but it got me thinking, like now, thinking about my parents and that they married in 1979. That's 4 years before I was born. And if I would get married this year, I would be 75 when that would happen. So that's about 10 years older than my parents are now. And yeah, if I would find someone this year, I mean, if it would take me 5 years to find someone to marry, I would be 80 by the time I've been married for 40 years. So, but I was thinking, and I'm super curious what your thoughts are. Like, nowadays, is marriage still a thing, or is it outdated? Is it like, because we have so many divorces or people breaking up, or a shifting relationship paradigm, is marriage still a thing, or is it not? I'm just super curious about your thoughts. And my thoughts, well, as I said before, like my thoughts have always been like, you know, marriage feels like it's not me. I'm a rebel. I want to do things different. I might want to have multiple partners, but I'm never going to get married. And over the last year, I've been feeling that I'm not sure if I still feel that. Like, there is a part of me that longs to give myself the experience of someone publicly saying yes to me, like saying, expressing to the whole world, like, I choose you and I want to be with you. Maybe not for the rest of my life, but for now, for without, you know, without a limit, for what's the word, for an infinite amount of time, as I see it now. And you know, looking at marriage vows, like there is this part, like, I'm not sure if I like the Christian vows, but there is this part saying, like, you know, I'm here with you, and also when things are getting hard, I'm committed to stay with you and do my work. And I kind of like that part. I like that part where, I mean, I see so many people around me when shit hits the fan, when they're like, oh, you know what, I don't want to be in a relationship, I'm going to be on my own. So it could be like, we live in a time now where it's relatively easy to separate. You know, in the past it was different. If you didn't like your marriage, well, bad luck, you know, that's just what it is. Just, you know, live with it. And I guess there were a lot of unhappy marriages, or I don't know how they all did it or are still doing it. I do see a lot of unhappy relationships around me. But nowadays it's much easier to get out of a relationship, and maybe it's too easy to get out of a relationship. Huh? I'm super curious how you all feel about it. Like, I noticed that my perspective shifted from, like, I'll never be married, towards, well, I might want to have that experience at some point in my life. Like, whether, I'm not sure if I would have like this official marriage as you know, Christian traditions, or anything like that. Maybe it's more like a hand fasting ceremony, or another ceremony, but like a public ceremony where you like openly commit to being in each other's lives and commit to each other's growth. There's also the more shamanic versions where you would promise to be together for another year. So starting on the day that you first met, then every year on that day you promise each other to stay together for another year, unless you decide to not do that. And then whatever happens, you're just going to stay together for that year. and work through whatever's going to happen. And only on the next anniversary you can say like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, I'm now letting you go. And yeah, I'm super curious. Like, are you married, like an official marriage, or are you married in a different way? And what are your thoughts on this? Like, I would love to have a harvest on this and see where you are at, what your thoughts on this one are. So, just a quick check in from me, sharing my thoughts around marriage. Sending big love to you all. Mwah.